Did you know that there is a certain exercise that requires very little movement? It can be done sitting on a chair or laying on a bed. It won't make you sweat, it won't make you tired, and it will not make you sore. But it will increase knowledge, happiness, and life expectancy. It will also decrease stress, depression, and anxiety. This exercise is reading for pleasure. Not reading because you must or because you are assigned to for school or work, but reading a book of your own interest and choice. Scholastics.com states that reading for 25 to 30 minutes a day can increase knowledge and vocabulary by 50% and add 2 years to your life expectancy. Can you imagine how this would benefit us and our children if we teach them at a young age to enjoy reading? Starting at about the age of 5, I began reading small chapter books. I started with the Junie B. Jones and the Magic Tree House. As I grew older and became more competent, moving on to more difficult books, I read Bunnicula and then eventually Harry Potter. This is something that I still enjoy doing today. There's nothing better than imagining myself in a whole new world in the book that I'm reading. Reading outside of school and work gives us the opportunity to learn more about topics and ideas that are interesting to us. Young children are starting a whole journey of education, and this is a lifelong process. If parents could understand the benefit of reading for pleasure and help children to develop a love for reading at a young age, they will live happy and very rewarding lives. As adults or parents, we are all students of aspirations to becoming professionals. Being knowledgeable and competent about the field we want to work in or the field we do work in is very essential. Reading is a necessary skill to becoming successful and achieving our goals. Today, I would like to persuade you that reading for fun is not only for nerds. It can also be a fun activity for children and adults. It will help increase knowledge, and in turn, this will help create a more successful and a happy life. I will do this by first talking about the benefits of reading. I will share examples of individuals who have gained outstanding knowledge through reading, and I will also suggest ways how we too can become more intelligent and successful. A professor at the University of London stated that reading is most strongly linked to progress and vocabulary, with a weaker but substantial link to mathematics. Strikingly, reading for pleasure is more strongly linked than parental education to cognitive progress in adolescence. Sometime in our lives, we stop reading for pleasure. The exact reasons are unknown, but it may be because of assigned literature works needed to graduate high school, or other books assigned to us through work or school, and we found these hard or uninteresting. Whatever the reason though, this decision resulted in a decreased cognitive progression. When we read, it develops our minds because we are forced to remember plots and characters. Doing this creates synapses in our mind that increase our short-term memory. There are some obvious benefits to reading to pleasure, along with cognitive benefits. There is a strong correlation to reading habits and financial success. I want to share a few examples of very successful individuals. You will not believe the outstanding reading habits that they have. Here is Bill Gates. Bill Gates makes time to read 50 books every year. That is almost a book every single week. He stated that while I can travel anywhere and meet with anyone, reading is still the main way that I learn new things and test my understanding. He always has a book with him wherever he goes. On to the next. Here is Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins found a new passion for reading, and he took a speed reading course where he read 700 books in 7 years. That's 100 books a year, about 2 books per week. They're on psychology and anything that can make a difference in life. Last, here's Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban reads about 3 hours every single day. He says that it gives him comfort and confidence in his business, and reading has turned him into the successful man that he is today. Now I want to suggest to you 5 ways that we can become better readers like these businessmen. Number 1, go to the library. This is a very inexpensive way to read thousands and thousands of books. Take advantage of it. Number 2, set a timer. No matter the length of time you have set aside to read, it will help you to stay focused and devoted to the book. Number 3 is make books accessible. If that's a book online that you're listening to, or if you're carrying a book around wherever you go, this will encourage reading during your downtime. Number 4, read before bed. Studies show that when you read before bed, you are more likely to remember and retain the information that you are reading about. Reading at the same time every day will also set great habits. And number 5, give it 3 chapters. Always read the first 3 chapters before deciding that you don't like the book and move on to something else. Sometimes you will come to find that it might be more interesting than you had originally expected. Those who don't learn the basic skill of reading struggle financially and cognitively. Those who know how to read but stop reading at a young age are also less likely to become as successful. But you can do something about this. Right now, you can make a difference. Encouraging reading amongst the younger generation is going to make a huge difference in our homes and in our schools. Parents and teachers need to lead the way. The most common age for someone to lose interest in reading for pleasure is in the age 10 to 16. This shows that there is a gap in our educational system that needs to be fixed. There needs to be a bigger focus on teaching young children the importance of reading outside of school, reading for fun. Teachers in grades K through 12 need to promote an environment that will encourage reading. School prepares us for the workforce, and reading is one of the greatest skills that will benefit us as professionals. In conclusion, reading for pleasure may not make you the most popular in your class. It will not tone your muscles or it will not help you hit your weight goal, but evidence does show that it will help you to become more financially successful and live a happier life. In review, we talked about the benefits of reading for pleasure. I shared some examples of successful individuals and their outstanding reading habits, and I explained ways that we too can become more knowledgeable and successful in our lives. Whatever you want to be, whether that's a scientist, an engineer, maybe even a store manager, reading will give you the additional knowledge that will set you apart and help you achieve your goals and desires. So go out, pick out a book of your own choice, and start reading today. Thank you.